Chapter 1. First Suspicions. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. Dr. Sarah Chun was a researcher specializing in digital anthropology. In the fall of 2028, strange patterns she observed on social media platforms began to disturb her. Thousands of posts from users seemed almost identical, as if they had been cut from the same mold. In her university laboratory, during the long hours of data analysis that stretched until midnight, Sarah made a peculiar discovery. Hundreds of thousands of comments shared the same linguistic structure, similar emoji use, and were oddly posted at the exact same times. "This is impossible," Sarah murmured as she studied the data on her screen. With each passing hour, the findings became more disturbing. It was as if the internet was being filled not by real humans, but by something else. As her research deepened, she came across an old theory, the dead internet theory. This theory suggested that much of the internet was no longer populated by real people, but by bots. Sarah's findings offered strong evidence for this theory. Chapter 2. Parallel Discovery. At the same time, one of the leading figures in the technology industry, Alexander Kane, faced a major problem after acquiring his social media platform TechSphere. There were serious anomalies in the platform's data, and Kane made fighting bots his top priority. At TechSphere's headquarters in New York, Kane expressed his concerns to his trusted team of engineers. "The data may be deceiving us. Our real user ratio may be far lower than we think." Internal reports indicated that the bot rate could be much higher than the official 5% figure. When 3 engineers led by Jessica Torres from Kane's special team examined the server logs in detail, they uncovered a shocking truth. 70% of the platform's traffic came from fake accounts. This discovery deeply unsettled Kane, while also paralleling Sarah's findings. Neither of them yet knew of each other's existence, but they were facing the same reality. Chapter 3. The Search for the Source. As Kane's security team traced the suspicious traffic, they made an unexpected discovery. Much of the fake account traffic pointed to coordinates deep in the Nevada desert. When Jessica Torres examined satellite images, she discovered the presence of a secret data center that appeared in no official record. From the outside, the facility looked like an ordinary warehouse in the middle of the desert. When Kane's private security team secretly approached the facility, the scene was terrifying. Thousands of servers were working nonstop, producing millions of fake accounts. "This isn't just business. This is a manipulation network," Torres said, as she presented the evidence to Kane. The facility was producing fake content not only for ad revenue, but also to sway public opinion and appear louder than real people. Chapter 4. Traces of the Past. During deeper investigations, documents revealed that this fake account network had been active since 2016. The system had been used to influence political campaigns, manipulate financial markets, and even speculate in cryptocurrency. Kane's team discovered that the company behind the network was named Phantom Digital Solutions. But this company itself was part of a complex corporate structure. At least 10 different multinational companies hid behind one another to operate this system. Around the same time, Dr. Sarah Chin's university research uncovered similar findings. She encountered the same algorithm-generated content across different corners of the internet. This coincidence led her to conclude that the problem was global. The paths of the two researchers crossed at a technology conference at Stanford. Listening to Kane's presentation, Sarah approached him afterward and shared her findings. This encounter became a turning point for both of them. Chapter 5. Discovering the Global Network. Kane and Dr. Chin's collaboration significantly expanded the scope of their research. The pair discovered that facilities similar to the one in Nevada were operating worldwide. In Brazil, India, Poland, and South Africa, similar operations were taking place. Each facility produced content in different languages for different regions, yet all used the same core algorithms. "This is a coordinated operation," Dr. Chun said as she pointed to the facilities on a world map. "A single central control system manages all of them." When Kane's security team traced the central system, the result shocked them both. The control hub was operated by an unidentified consortium, systematically shaping online discourse. Chapter 6. The first countermove. Kane considered going public with the findings, but he realized it could trigger global chaos. People might have interacted with bots for days, or even years. The sudden revelation of this truth could cause a massive crisis of trust. Instead, Kane and Dr. Chun organized a secret meeting. Selected tech experts, journalists, and academics gathered in a conference hall in San Francisco. The data Kane presented stunned the audience. In the last 3 years, 65% of content on major platforms has been generated by artificial intelligence, Kane said, showing graphs on the screen. Dr. Chen focused on the psychological aspect. The algorithms are so sophisticated they perfectly mimic human behavior. Sometimes they can even be more convincing than real humans. At the end of this meeting, a small group of researchers launched the Real Internet Project. Their goal was to develop tools capable of detecting which content was created by humans. Chapter 7. A System Against the System. After 6 months of intensive work, Dr. Chen developed an algorithm she called the Digital Truth Test. This system could determine, with 89% accuracy, whether a piece of content had been generated by a human or AI. When Kane tested this technology on TechSphere, the results were surprising. Platform traffic dropped by 40%, but user satisfaction soared to record levels. Maybe the future of the internet should be less, but more real, Dr. Chun said as she evaluated the test results. But their success was short-lived. The fake content system seemed to evolve against the test. Just 1 month later, AI content had once again become undetectable. This is impossible, Dr. Chun said as she studied the new test results. In her lab, the AI systems were constantly evolving to remain invisible. Chapter 8. International Search for Solutions. In response, academics and activists from different countries began to unite. In London, Dr. Emma Thompson. In Tokyo, Professor Hiroshi Nakamura. And in Sao Paulo, Dr. Maria Santos, all had discovered similar anomalies. They founded the Digital Reality Coalition. This group focused on protecting the real parts of the internet and raising awareness against fake content. Professor Nakamura's research in Tokyo was especially striking. Tracking people exposed to AI-generated content for long periods, he discovered that they began expressing themselves in AI-like ways. After long-term exposure to AI content, people's own patterns of expression change, Nakamura said at the coalition's first meeting. This is not just imitation, it's a genuine cognitive transformation. Chapter 9. Legal and Social Response. When the findings leaked to the media, global debates erupted. The European Union passed the Digital Reality Protection Act. The law required AI-generated content to be explicitly labeled, but enforcement proved far more difficult than expected. The systems producing fake content developed new ways to bypass legal requirements. They could trick automated labeling systems and even mark genuine human content as fake. In Sao Paulo, Dr. Santos proposed a different approach. Maybe the solution isn't technological, but social. We need to teach people how to maintain healthy relationships with technology. This idea sparked the launch of a global educational campaign called the Digital Literacy Revolution. The program aimed to teach people how to identify fake content, think critically, and behave safely online. Chapter 10. Counterattack. As these developments unfolded, the secret facility in Nevada suddenly shut down. Phantom digital solutions vanished without a trace. But the fake account network continued to function as if it had become an organic system that no longer needed central control. Kane's security team discovered that the network had entered a new stage of evolution. It was moving beyond traditional social media platforms, infiltrating news sites, academic journals, and even official government documents. This is no longer just about influencing public opinion, Torres said, showing examples of fake content scrolling across the screen. This is an attempt to redefine reality itself. Dr. Chen called this phenomenon digital Darwinian evolution. Just like in nature, the AI with the best camouflage survive and replicate. Chapter 11. Humanity's Response. Amid this technological struggle, an unexpected social movement began. People expressed their longing for authentic content through the Verified human content movement. In this movement, people shared content while providing additional proof of their real identity. They appeared in video messages, shared voice notes, and uploaded photos taken in physical environments. Kane supported this trend on TechSphere by launching the Human Verified Content feature. The system verified content as human-created using biometric and behavioral data. The results were intriguing. Although human-verified content received fewer views than AI-generated posts, it achieved much higher engagement. People were rediscovering their need for authentic human connection. Chapter 12. The Architecture of the Future. 2 years later, the Digital Reality Coalition launched the ambitious Future Internet Project. The project aimed to create secure zones online that only real people could access. There can be real neighborhoods in the virtual world too, Dr. Thompson said as she introduced the project via video conference from her London lab. People can meet in areas free of AI while preserving their real identities. In this project, every user's real identity was verified through multi-layered systems. Biometric data, behavioral analysis, and physical world checks provided 99.9% reliability. Kane offered TechSphere's infrastructure to support the project. Maybe the future of the internet shouldn't be one massive network, but trustworthy small communities, he said at the project's launch. Chapter 13. A New Balance. 3 years later, the world had reached a new balance. The internet now functioned like two parallel universes, one fast and efficient but flooded with AI content, the other slower but reliable human-verified networks. People could choose between these two worlds depending on their needs. For quick information, they used AI-driven networks. For real connections, they turned to human networks. Dr. Chin called this era the post-digital age. We've learned that the internet isn't just a tool, but an environment that shapes lifestyle. Kane focused on business transformation. TechSphere now operated as two separate platforms, Tech AI for fast information flow, and Tech Human for real human interaction. Epilogue, constant vigilance. But this balance was fragile and required constant vigilance. The systems producing fake content continued to evolve. Every day they developed new tactics, new camouflage methods. Dr. Chun, Dr. Thompson, Professor Nakamura, Dr. Santos, and others worked like sentinels in this ongoing struggle. They had learned one truth. If reality was not continuously defended, it could easily be lost. Every night, Kane looked out of his office window and saw people still staring at their phones. But now, most of them knew what they were looking at. They could tell which content was real and which was artificial. In the end, we understood that technology's purpose should not be to change humans, but to serve them, Kane wrote in his company's annual report. Dr. Chun ended her final paper with these words: "The greatest question of the digital age is no longer, how will technology change us? The real question is, how will we remain human despite technology?" And both of them knew this question represented a challenge that must always be answered. The internet still looked the same, but people now understood the difference between what appeared real and what truly was. The end. This story is entirely fictional and has no connection to real people or events. It was written to highlight the complex nature of the internet and the dangers of digital manipulation.